Angad. I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Hi,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I met you backstage during the Filmfare nominations night with Jitesh. Briefly, uh, backstage.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, your role is spoken about, and I've read about it. I've read reviews as well. So, tell me about the role and the fact that it's a real life person that you're playing. So, we can start with that.
Yeah, it's his name is Major Anjuman Saxena.
Yeah.
He's joined the army. He's 19. 21 is about his age, and he's an army officer, son of an ex-army officer. And this film is not really much about, um, you know, it's not about doing something for your country rather than proving a point to yourself. This is that film. It's about how जैसे कभी कभी होता है ना कि घर पे पड़ा होता है हीरो और उसको हम पहचानने में गलती कर देते हैं. So it's that कि आप घर में अगर आपके घर में हीरा उसको आप जितना तराशोगे वो और निखर के आएगा. And I feel this film is it's like it's just that. It's about this girl who उसने एक जिद पकड़ी है. She wants to fly. And the parents hear her out. The father says, "ठीक है, why do you just want to fly? Become an Air Force officer." And then she said, "Yeah, my pilot की जगह I'll become an Air Force officer." And here there's Anshuman who's sitting and thinking, he's son of a ex-army man who's been in the army. He knows how tough it is. He wants the welfare for his daughter, but he's not showing her the reality of life. You don't become an Air Force officer by just thinking you're going to become one. You got to work towards it.
Right.
And Anshuman has been now he's in the army. He knows how tough it is as a man.
Yeah.
So and he also realizes how 10 times harder it's going to be for his own sister being a woman in a man's world.
Yes.
So it's a very conflicted character because he's neither against her and he's neither for her. And when she becomes an Air Force officer, the conflict that he has is, am I talking to the officer Gunjan Saxena or am I talking to my sister who's Gunju? So in his head he's like, okay, I have to respect you now that you're an officer, but I feel you're still not that prepared mentally and emotionally. And he's that, and he's the voice of reason which keeps on coming back to her when she's in the Air Force. And there's a point where he rescues her. And then that also proves the point, and he tells her कि मैं हर बार तुझे बचाने नहीं आ पाऊंगा, इस बात को तू समझ in the battlefield. And then it hits her hard. But then when he sees her, brave it out and save the soldiers, and then how she comes back, there's a beautiful line that he says to her. He said, मैंने कहा था ना मैं तुझे हर बार बचाने नहीं आ पाऊंगा, लेकिन मुझे ये विश्वास है कि अगर कभी मुझे जरूरत तेरी पड़ी तो तू मुझे बचाने जरूर आएगी. And then he salutes her and he says, Jai Hind, Officer Saxena. And I feel it's a beautiful coming of age of the brother. What happens is in film we usually see either glory or sacrifice. We see on script level as actors, are we part of a solution or are we part of a problem? But here it is in such a real place that, here is his own internal struggle is that, I respect my father, but my father is guiding. He wants the welfare of his children and he wants the welfare of his daughter, but he's not telling her how to go about it.
Right.
By eating kasata or giving her a kasata at home when she's feeling sad is not the answer.
Right.
Nobody will give her a kasata there.
Yeah.
When you want to be an Air Force pilot, you are responsible for many lives.
Right.
You have to put your life on the line. So are you okay doing that? It's a great feeling and saying that, I'm ready, I can fight, but are you ready? So, these are the fears in his head. He, as an army officer, he knows that, life is always on the line. But his problem is, and I'm sure it's like everybody else who will face that problem. Like today, if we have to talk about the pandemic and we say, yes, times are tough, but somehow it's the unlock 3 in India and we have to go out there and earn our bread and butter and run our house.
Yeah.
But then when we're coming back,
Yeah.
We are fearful of the fact that are we carriers of this virus? Is our child going to get it? Is my spouse going to get it? Are my parents going to get it? So you're constantly living in fear, and there's nothing wrong in it, because we are, we are fearful people. We are insecure people.
And you want to
So
protect your.
same, yeah, you got to protect. So the same case with Anshuman Saxena.
Yeah.
He's living in fear that, is she ready, and she could get harmed, or something could happen to her. She wants to fly and she will become an Air Force officer. She's put her life out there, and so have I. Who will protect her? And then who will, so there's so many questions in his head and his demeanor. So it's a very, very real character which drew me to it, because in my body of work that I've done, I've been playing complex characters which are big. Some are flawed, some are extremely realistic, some have been grey. But this one, my heart went to it because, here he doesn't want to overstep the line and, dismiss his sister. At the same time, he cares for her. At the same time, he has to tell her what is the reality, and also value her talent. Now, how does that happen?
Yeah.
So I enjoyed playing that part, and I'm glad that people, are, accepting it, and the critiques have given it good reviews. I'm sure that when people will see it now, the brother chord will really connect with a lot of people and a lot of family members also.
Did you also meet the actual Abhimanyu? The actual
Anshuman.
Sorry.
Anshuman Saxena. Janvi met him and Sharan met him. I didn't have the good fortune because that time I was not on set when they had come to Lucknow. But I heard his voice notes, and Sharan, our film director, he made me hear his tone. So he said this is a soldier. This is the guy who serves on the battlefield. Now understand that he's keeping his emotions in check. So because he sees life and death, he stares at death every day in front of him. So you have to understand that it's not always about glory. It's not always about sacrifice. You got to live the life in between.
Right.
So this is the character and this is the tone of the film. And there is no heroism in the film. It's not about कि ये film मेरे shoulders पर है या जानवी के shoulders पे है या पंकज जी के shoulders पर है. The film is bigger than anything else. Right. So the thing is that every actor finds their arc and finds their, I feel, their DNA through the film.
Right.
It's not, So it's all about finding yourself, and it's all about connecting. So I feel that you'll not find any jingoism in this film. It's not about the whole Desh Bhakti angle. It is more about proving yourself first to yourself, right, and then to your family.
Did you also get feedback from the family about the film?
Yes, and they've been very generous. I met Gunjan's father and mother when I was shooting on set. So, it's been really appreciated, the film. It's been really liked. Gunjan ma'am really liked the Anshuman and Gunjan real angle. She said, yes, Anshuman has been like this, and Angad looks really good in uniform. So I'll take that as a compliment, and I'm happy with it, because as actors, we all looking for is one thing, which is acceptance.
Tell me, how was it working with Pankaj Tripathi, who plays your on-screen dad in the film?
He's wonderful. He's funny. He's witty. He's spontaneous. And, he brings such good energy on the set and elevates the scene with his, just being there. He doesn't need to say much. The camera tracks to him automatically. For some reason, he's like a magnet, So, and he knows, he plays it so well. And he literally became a father figure to both Janvi and me. And we had a great time shooting. Yeah. He's a very giving actor.
How do you see Janvi's character and yours? Because this is probably her second feature film. Big film.
So how I see it is, it's come at a very good time for her, because had this role come, say, if she was 7 or 8 films down, then I don't know if she would have been able to be as vulnerable as she is in this film. Usually what happens is, the more you are in the eye of the media, and the more you work and get acceptance from people, that somehow that vulnerability takes a backseat. And the beautiful part about this journey of Gunjan and Janvi is that it's come as her second film, and which is, I think, it's literally like um, you know God's hand, seriously, because to get it as a second film, such a beautiful role, which requires so much of vulnerability and self-discovery, that I think from here onwards, now her journey is going to be completely different. The last other person I can think of who got a brilliant role like this in a second film was Alia in Highway. So, this will change Janvi's graph altogether.
And did it bother you that it was releasing on OTT, because the scale of the film and the fact that it is about the skies and it's about flying and suddenly it's on OTT? Did it bother you at all?
See, you do think about it, but I've got like a lot of acceptance that happened to me in my career was through Inside Edge and The Verdict. They both have been on OTT, and I found a lot of love and young audience on the OTT. So I honestly have no complaints about it. I think it's a great place to connect with a younger audience, reach millions of homes worldwide across the globe. Yeah, 70 film is a 70 film. If it is formatted for a theatrical, then you do want that experience, right? But I feel that with this new normal, if Gunjan Saxena is releasing close to Independence Day in India, it's a big winner. Also, I feel people are going to be less scared sitting at home watching it with their family members. They'll enjoy the film without worrying about stepping out. So I feel that these are really important factors, and it's a good film. And if it's a good if the content is good on the OTT, then everybody watches it. So I feel it's a good time for it to come out. Yes, I would have loved to see it on the big screen because of, as you said, the skies and the chopper and the feel of it and the scale of it. But I guess if you if you ask me whether you would like to watch Gunjan or wait for another 3 or 4 months, then I would say, yeah, let's watch Gunjan Saxena now.
Tell me, how important is it for women to have supportive men in their lives, or is that not even a topic of discussion today?
No, I think women are way superior beings. They don't need any support from any men or anyone. They are very, our country, I can speak for India. We have a Sania Mirza, we have a Deepika Padukone, we have a Dutee Chand, we have had in the past, when I was really young, P.T. Usha, we've had Saina Nehwal, we have Mathali Raj, we have Smriti Mandhana in cricket. They are all such exceptional talent. We have Sharmila Nicolette in golf. So I just feel that they don't need any support. I think they are winners even when they were born, because today I feel that a woman is a way superior being than a man. Come on, she has the ability to give birth to a man. How can a man be a superior being? Man comes from a woman's womb. So I feel that you need to understand it. And today, if our country is proud because of women like Gunjan Saxena, so you got to it's not about giving them an equal platform. They deserve a much higher platform. So I feel that, I don't think, women need any support from anybody. In fact, men need the support of the women to excel. अगर आदमी को excel करना है, then he needs the support of the mother, of the sister, of the wife. Women don't need that support.
Your daughter is also called Meher Dhupia Beti, right? And how has it changed? How has she changed your perspective and sensitized you to your own roles as an artist?
Well, she's definitely brought in a lot of love, affection. ठहराव जिसे एक word है जिसे हम बहुत use करते हैं. She's made me a better performer for sure, because she takes away. We all as human beings have a lot of angst and insecurity, and we are it's very justified. But when there's a reason why our parents said get married, it'll be good for you. A lot of parents do believe that.
Right.
it for a man it is important. I'll tell you why. Not for a woman. Women are centered. Men aren't. Men find their center in a good, partner. And they find themselves, rooted, and it's very, very important. And I feel that since I've been married, or Meher's come into my life, our lives, Neha and mine, it's just made our lives so much more peaceful, so much more happier. My work has improved. I've learned to value what I have. It's brought back, so many things. It makes you realize that, the sacrifices your parents made for you, which you'll never realize till the time you have your own child.
Yeah.
So I feel it's definitely changed a lot for the better.
Inside Edge 3 is also being shot, if I'm not wrong. I interviewed Tanuj for it. And
Okay.
tell me about that, and tell me about that experience, because it was such a gripping series and we're all waiting for season 3 to also drop.
See, Inside Edge, it's, how should I put it? It's given us careers, all of us, Siddhant, Tanuj, me, Richa. I feel all of us have found ourselves as actors, and with so much of acceptance with that series of part 1 and part 2. Excel has given us such a beautiful platform, and showed, put their faith in us, and I feel that they are quite like memorable characters now, whether it's Arvind Vashish or Vayu Raghavan or Sarina Malik. These are the names, Prashant Kanodia, that resonate with the public. So I feel that why just the third season? Yes, it's short, but I just hope that it continues into many, many more seasons to come, because cricket and films are like religion in the country.
And for you,
And now when you merge them,
and
when you merge them together,
yeah.
You make Inside Edge. So I think it's very beautiful. It's very real. Arvind Vashish is one character which will always stay with me, really.
Yeah.
It's sometimes tough because I'm not Arvind Vashish in real life, right? So what happens is that I'm Angad, and Angad and Arvind are two different people. But people really connect with Arvind, so at a lot of levels you have to live up to that. Right? And now people feel that, he's such an upright, honest man, which I also feel about Arvind. According to me, he's got the DNA of a MS Dhoni or a Rahul Dravid.
Right.
So I feel that when you have such a response from people and they look up to you, then it's a huge responsibility to shoulder.
Right.
So I feel that, Inside Edge for me will always, I could be wherever in my career, I will always make time for Inside Edge. I think it has my heart and it has my soul.
And it's also something very similar to your own, cricket and cinema has very...
Yeah, I love both. So, I feel that I feel like Sunil Gavaskar saw Inside Edge and said it was terrific. He really enjoyed it. So many cricketers, KL Rahul has seen it, Murali Karthik. It's very popular series amongst the cricketers.
Yeah.
And even the film people, like everybody, when they talk about OTT, they're like, "Yaar, Inside Edge jaisa show banana hai, ya us level par banana hai."
Right.
So it's great feeling because when we started off, we never thought we'll be nominated for the Emmys.
It was the first Indian series also, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it was the first Indian series to be nominated. And the second usually it's tough shoes to fill when you go in the second season.
Yeah.
But our second season was a much, much bigger success than the first season.
Right.
So now the third season has a lot of, I feel, responsibility. I hope we can live up to that one.
And the Zoya Factor also had you share something from the film Zoya Factor.
Yeah, Zoya Factor. I wanted to work with Dulquer. I've seen a lot of his work and I thought he's a brilliant actor.
Yeah.
So I wanted to collaborate with him and this opportunity came by.
Yeah.
It's a film. The backdrop is cricket. It's not about cricket.
Yeah.
It's a love story and it's basically, it's about, I think it's got a great analogy to, I think, Jesus and Judas. It's got a great analogy to that Last Supper. So I play Judas and Dulquer is Jesus in that analogy. So it's just lovely, and I like that analogy a lot. And I like to collaborate with actors who I think he's a very intelligent actor, and he's got a great fan following down south.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to tap into his market, so that was my, way of getting into. Yeah. So yeah, it was great fun. Abhishek Sharma he's got a funny bone. He directed that film. Pooja and Aarti were the producers with Fox and Sonam. It was fun working with her. Yeah.
Tell me about your other films as well. Surma, then you have Deer Zindagi, Pink. You also have Tigers in the Hair. So tell me about all of them, each of them, and Memories Associated.
Out of them, my most special is Surma. I don't know why. I just love sacrifice. I don't like glory that much.
Yeah.
What happens, I love sacrifice. I like the fact that somebody's sacrifice has to happen for somebody's glory to take place, right? So I feel that a person, even when they win, somebody's lost, so they win, right? So my point is that I like sacrifice a lot. It's the story of two brothers. One brother sacrifices his game so that he can pay for the bills of his younger brother who wants to come back and play hockey again. And Diljit and I are not blood brothers, but literally we formed a relationship which is even thicker than blood. We love each other to bits, and I'm really fond of his work, and he supports my work a lot. And Surma released 2 years, we're still in touch. Recently I had a knee operation. He came to see me at home. He just came on his own. So it's really beautiful, that emotion and bond that we share. So yeah, it's my most special film because also performance-wise, it helped me a lot. And then Tigers in the Hair, I wanted to always work with Salman Khan, and Ali Abbas saw Pink and then he cast me for Tiger. And now, and I wanted to be part of a big magnum opus kind of a film. And Tiger gave that, it was Salman Sir's biggest box office collection, that film.
Right.
So I just wanted to be part of it. And I was lucky there. So yeah, Surma, Inside Edge, Pink. From Pink, I found, acceptance as an actor, which is very important. You can be part of many projects, but if they don't accept you as an actor, then there's a problem. Yeah. So Pink gave me that, and validation has happened with Surma and now again with Gunjan. So I'm just glad that things are, I'm still on the right track, which is extremely important.
And what are you reading now? Are you reading anything for future or whenever the lockdown ends?
What, script-wise or a book?
You can also talk about
script-wise. I finished. I'm doing I'm reading a lovely script based on an encounter specialist.
Okay.
And it's very interesting. It's the rise and fall of this encounter specialist. So, it's lovely. Like, you'll see me in a role which I least expected, and it's come my way. It's got action. It's got drama. It's very stylized. Apurva Lakhia has written it, who writes really good cop dramas. So I'm really looking forward to that.
And tell me about your Bollywood journey. Of course, you always wanted to be in front of the screen and be an actor. Tell me about your childhood dreams. Was this really what you wanted to do always?
Yeah. I grew up with watching Mr. Bachchan on screen. I wanted to be an actor like him. I wanted to be in the same frame as him. So I made that dream happen. I think I visualized it so much that it happened with Pink.
Manifested your dream.
Yeah. So I put it out there since I was 13 or 11. So my manifestation happened with Pink. And for me, it's like after that, I formed a bond with him, which is literally like they treat me like a family member. There's so much of love with Auntie Jaya or with Abhishek and Aishwarya and Shweta. It's a beautiful family. They've really accepted me well, and we meet quite regularly whenever we can. It's a great laugh, and he's my hero. Like, for me, when I see him, it's out of body experience. He's magnetic.
What did you in Pink? What was your experience in Pink, and were you in awe, or was it? How did the awe break, and how did the work start?
I'm still in awe of. I crush over Amitabh Bachchan. I have a man crush on Mr. Bachchan. He'll never go away. I think he's the most stylish, the most good looking, the most suave, and the most handsome man India has ever produced. I hail his mother, the late Teji Bachchan, and Harivansh Rai Saab, because look at him. Hindi, beautiful diction, voice, performance, height, personality. It's like, you know,
Charm.
God has taken his charm, God has taken his time in making him the most loved icon of the world. So yeah, I learned a lot from him. You know, it's like his discipline, his devotion to the script or to the project. You know, how he gets along with his co-actors, makes them comfortable, because come on, he knows that he's Amitabh Bachchan. He needs to make people comfortable because everybody's in awe of him, right? So I was no different, and Shujit Sarkar really helped me through that journey. He held my hand in the courtroom and he said, Angal, you can do this. I said, sir, though I know I can, but the problem is when he walks 3 steps towards me in the wo Katghade ke paas jab main andar khada hu Rajveer Singh, I take 10 steps back. He said, yeah, it's funny, but don't move because you are disturbing my shot. So I said, yeah, but then I said, sir, do you have to walk? So what happens is in Pink also, he's Deepak the lawyer. Yeah. He only discovers his, like usually we're so used to Mr. Bachchan coming into his own in every film, right? Mm-hmm. So in the film, he's Deepak the lawyer till he cross-examines Rajveer Singh. That's why Mr. Bachchan really comes in his full power. Mm-hmm. And I said to Shujita, does he really need to come in his full power? Because this is one man, you know, for me it's hard enough to face Deepak the lawyer, then all of a sudden he brings his full confidence to Rajveer Singh. So it was a beautiful experience. That film gave me so much of confidence. Now I can stand in front of anyone. I have no problems.
That's huge.
I enjoy a challenge. I think that comes from my sporting ability. I enjoy a challenge. I like to prove myself.
Okay. You also said that you've enjoyed playing flawed characters. So tell me about that.
Yeah, they just bring a certain, it elevates your performance. It makes you think out of the box. It makes you live a life which you haven't lived. Flawed doesn't mean negative. Flawed means it could be flawed, like in any which way. Like I feel that like a positive character can be flawed. Yeah. You know, an emotional character can be flawed. So I feel that it humanizes you. Like I feel that, I feel there was you have to, people are not bad. Their experiences, life make them bad.
Right.
It's a bad experience. कोई माँ की कोख से जन्म लेके ये नहीं होता कि यार ये अच्छा बच्चा निकला और ये गंदा बच्चा निकला, ऐसा नहीं होता. You know, it's the life experiences, it's the company you keep, it's your exposure that, you know, differentiates you from the other person, good or bad. So I feel that I like that. I feel that somewhere, like, you know, our country also likes characters which come on screen which are humanized. You know, it's like Khalnaik, if I have to think of a film, or, you know, if I have to think of Zanjeer or Kalia and all these old films. Reason I'm taking these names are because they were such flawed characters that, or say Dabangg, Mr. Salman Bhai's film. Dabangg, Chulbul Pandey is a flawed character, but he's got the love of the audience. He's got people on his right side. Yeah. The reason is that he makes those mistakes which every day are made by a regular person, and that's how the connect happens. So I feel that the more mistakes are made, the more genuine the character gets. So I feel that that's what attracts me to each character that I want to portray. Like even now, Anshuman is a flawed character.
Yes.
He is flawed because of his upbringing and the small town he lives in.
Right.
He knows that there is sexism.
Yeah.
But he's not sexist with his sister. He's trying to shadow her away, protect her from the sexism she's going to face.
Yes. Which
he wants her to be ready for also, now that she's made that call. Right. You know?
Yes.
So that makes a character flawed. So I feel that is important.
He almost wants her to be like a man.
He wants her to know that there is sexism that exists, which you will face, which you are choosing not to see. And our father is also very nicely camouflaging that for you.
Right.
Which you will see then when you see the film, there's Vineet sir's character. You know, where she sees all these things happen with him. And then she understands what my brother Anshuman is trying to say to me. So I like, sometimes you get flawed because of the situation, because of your upbringing, because of the environment that you breed in. So I feel that humanizing a character is very, very important.
And it's perfectly right, because everything cannot be dry cleaned as the perfect ism, right? They have to be. Then there's no film, there's no cinema, there's no fun. They have to be
Yeah,
the
you have to make mistakes. You have to make mistakes because mistakes make you genuine.
make you real. Yeah, true. Okay, so tell me also about, because this film is also about the war. Any memories that you've had of people that you know, your friends who've been to war, who've been, on the front, and any experiences that you have personally that can associate with the film as well?
Well, if I have to put it in sporting terms, then I know many friends who have been to war against various countries on the cricketing field. And they have brought a lot of glory for our country. A soldier's mindset is very close to a sports person's mindset. They think the same way. It's about that. It's about life and death. It's about winning. It's about doing something for your country, and then forgetting about it. It's not about glorifying. A soldier never glorifies. We as audience glorify. As filmmakers we glorify it. A soldier will never glorify it. A cricketer, a hockey player, a gymnast will never glorify it, because for them they need to do it to the best of their ability, and they got to forget about it. Reason why? Because they got to do it again the next day, then again the next day, then again the next day. So it's a pattern. So I feel that if I have to equate it, any sports person or a Jawan, it's like they are the real heroes of our country, because for them there is no retake. For a Jawan, it's that one bullet. It's that one bullet. For a cricketer, it's that one ball. There is no retake. ऐसा नहीं है कि out हो गया, अरे सर एक और बॉल डाल दो, मैं खेल के दिखाता हूँ. ऐसा नहीं होगा. So big difference. That's why for me, sporting heroes and real life heroes are the ones who I really look up to.
Any other biopics that have impressed you? Because there have been a lot of sports biopics. There have been biopics on women as well over the last few years. Any biopics that have impressed you?
I enjoyed Dangal a lot. I loved Dangal. Very real. Mahavir Fogart, Amir sir was brilliant in it. Even the girls. The young girl, I forget her. I can't say her name properly. Zahira Wasim, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if that is the correct pronunciation, but she was formidable. She was brilliant.
Sky is Pink. She also acted in the Sky is Pink. Right?
Yeah, Sky is Pink. Yeah. So was Fatima Sana Sheikh and Sania Malhotra. That was one film. I can see it again and again and again. I loved Bhag Milkha Bhag.
Yeah.
I tested for that part even. I was shortlisted when they wanted a newcomer, and then dynamics changed. I loved that film. I thought it was beautiful. Farhan Akhtar did a phenomenal job, body-wise, look-wise, everything. I enjoyed.
Pan Singh Tomar.
Yes, I saw that. I enjoyed that film a lot. And so, Irfan sir did he didn't change his body, nothing. He was that Pan Singh Tomar. He ran a certain way. I think that is the beauty of it also at some level. He made it very real. He didn't use any cinematic liberty. The film wasn't expensive. It was rustic. So that was also another film. But I feel that, these are the three films that I can think of. Oh, but in Hollywood, I enjoyed Ford versus Ferrari. I think it's a true story. I enjoyed that film. I enjoyed that Rush. There was a racing film with Niki Lauda and the other guy, James Hunt, another racer. I enjoy watching documentaries. I finished one on Netflix called The Last Dance, Michael Jordan's.
Okay.
On Amazon, I saw The Test. It talks about the rebuilding of the Australian Test cricket team under Justin Langer, the new coach. So I watched stuff. I saw, if you go closer to slightly on the animal documentary side, I saw the what's his name? Tiger King. I saw Tiger King. And I thought that was also, and I believe there's a film being made. Nicolas Cage is playing Tiger King. They're making a film on Tiger King. So I do get drawn to these kind of. I saw there's another lovely documentary on this producer who was in the Me Too scandal, the Hollywood. What's his name? I'm forgetting his name. I saw his documentary. He was involved in Hollywood. He's one of the biggest producers. His name is not coming to me right now. Then I saw a documentary on Sunny Leon. That was also very impressive.
So these are the things that you've done on the lockdown. What else? How has the lockdown been? Because Dubai is working. You're working from office. I've been coming to office for the last 2.5 months. We are.
Yeah, but then Dubai is also a city where they've taken all necessary precautions really well. Now between Dubai and Abu Dhabi, the IPL is going to start and begin there.
Yes.
So it's great for at least for people like us who follow sport and want to see
Are you going to be here?
cricketing action. Well, if they allow people to come in, then I'll try my level best.
Visas are on.
Sorry?
Tourist visas are on. Tourists can come in.
No, but can they I just don't know whether the stadiums will be you can go watch games.
There's a lot of work happening right now, and I'm sure it will be.
Yeah, so if that happens, then I'll definitely make a trip because I would love to. I love Dubai and Abu Dhabi. I spent a lot of time there shooting Tigers in the Head with Salman. So I have some really fond memories.
Sajjad Delafruz is from Sharjah as well. The villain in Tigers in the Head. Sajjad, the one.
Sorry?
Sajjad.
Yeah. Yes.
He's a Sharjah. He's a Sharjah boy. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other memories of Dubai you have? What was the first time you came here, and any memories?
I think I was 13 first time when I came. Yeah, and but then I don't have much memories then because I was too young. But then of late, then I traveled quite a bit when I was 17, 19, in my 20s. I enjoyed Dubai for a few days for sure. Like I've been to the beach clubs. I've been to see like the Burj Al Arab. I've been to that Dubai Mall, and it's a great experience shopping there. And Abu Dhabi, I've been to the Ferrari World. I've seen the Emirates Palace. It's just stunning, like how things are there. It's like I feel when the economy is back to its feet, Dubai will be the city which will celebrate the most.
Yes.
So I feel that they know how to celebrate. Like Dubai is like literally like how Vegas is. They know how to celebrate.
Yeah.
So you can just see the way they do things.
It's opulent. There is a lot of.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you
They
very
have
much.
premieres.
Yes.
Film actors come there. It's a different.
And Thursday,
it's a different
we have an early weekend. So we have an early weekend. So we watch the film one day before everybody does. In a traditional cinema, I'm talking about that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So thank you very much. I'll surely watch the film and then get back.
Yeah, please do connect. Let me know. Yeah.
Surely. Thank you very much for speaking to me. Thank you, Uncle.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.